There is this one television, inspiring station. Watch Starcross TV, enlightening station. Watch Starcross TV, empowering station. God's own station, uniting the world. There is this one television that is so entertaining. It is so inspiring and so educative. Starcross TV, inspiring station. Watch Starcross TV and
it is a Tuesday's episode of the Morning Star Breakfast Show on Starcross Television. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this very amazing program from, wherever your location is at the moment. But this is me telling you good morning from my side. How are you doing this morning? How was your night? How did you wake up this morning? I hope you woke up from the positive side of your bed. I hope you have all your to-do lists checked or ticked. Everything you have to achieve for yourself this morning, do well to pursue all of them without procrastination. Yes, I am Stella Talbot, one of your hosts for today's episode of the Morning Star Breakfast Show on Starcross Television. And as usual, I'll not be doing this alone. I'm here with some amazing colleagues of mine. But however, before I bring these colleagues of mine to your screen, let us have a little chit chat. Now, a few days back, we were actually wishing our amazing fathers a happy Father's Day. So as a father out there, were you able to receive some congratulatory messages for being a good father to your children, for being maybe an incoming father? Did you just get those good words from people around you? They are going to talk about that few minutes from now. However, let me now bring my colleagues to your screen. I'm going to start with Sister Ruth Ubu. Good morning to you, Sister Ruth.
Morning to you too. How are you doing?
I'm perfect. How are you doing too?
I'm good. And to you, our beloved viewer, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. It is the Tuesday Morning Star Breakfast Show, brought to you by Starcross Television. Yes, it's a beautiful day full of, promises, full of energy, good vibes, and the rest. So how prepared are you to grab all this? All this could be grabbed if you actually have a focus. But if you do not have a focus, you're going to be seeing everything. You're going to be in the midst of so many good things, but you won't know how to handle them. So now I need you to have a focus, right? Whenever you wake up in the morning, sketch out your to-do list. In fact, do that the night before the morning. So when you wake up, you already know your target and the things you need to do, and go for them. Do not let any other thing that is not there, that is not important, take away your direction or something. Once again, you're welcome to Morning Star Breakfast Show. My name is Ruth Obu.
Thank you very much, Sister Ruth. Yes, I have picked something. Try to be focused today. Do not be here and there. Just have a particular direction and then plan to see how to achieve all of those everything you've written down in your to-do list. Do not procrastinate. Do not say, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next moment. Be focused, and then you'll be proud of yourself that you're actually very focused. Now, let's also bring to your screen Brother Odudu Childs. Good morning to you, Brother Odudu.
Yeah, good morning, Stella Talbot. Good morning, Ruth Obu.
Good morning.
I believe you woke up from a very positive side of your bed.
Obviously.
And seeing you guys beautiful and amazing. All glory to our Father. To our audience out there, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Be determined and believe that our God is great and capable of giving you your desired answer. Just be steadfast. be steadfast to all you are doing. So good morning and welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Morning Star Breakfast Show, brought to you by Starcross Television. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Brother Odudu Charles, for reiterating on the importance of being focused and being steadfast. Yes, do not say, just like I talked about procrastination, always see how to pursue something and then pursue a particular goal and then you're determined to get to the destination. I don't know, like we always say, I don't know who actually puts the light at the end of the tunnel. No matter how dark.
I put the light at the end. You put
it? That means you're a wicked person, but how to do? Now
so you strive. So when you get to the end, you can get the light.
You left the beginning of the tunnel.
That's why you need to
strive. You left the middle of the tunnel and then kept the light at the end.
If you are not working from the beginning of the month, how will you get your stipend at the end of the month?
Okay, I see where we are heading to. Okay, that was just on the lighter note. Always see how to strive no matter the circumstances around you, no matter the fact that most persons, they feel like you're not good enough, because in this life you cannot just do things to please everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just please everybody. Yeah. In fact, if you want to please everybody, you end up displeasing yourself and then you'll be like, what am I doing? In fact, you'll be the one questioning yourself at the end of the day. So just as far as that thing is, you're comfortable, in fact, you're comfortable doing it, it's something that is generally acceptable in the society and it is pleasing in the sight of your God. That is the most paramount. It is pleasing in the sight of your God. You are good to go. Do not do things because so that people can give you thumbs up, so that people can say, okay, he or she is doing well. Do not also think that out of 100% of everybody watching what you're doing, all of those 100% will give you thumbs up or give you a good energy. It's not possible. It's not possible. So what we're trying to say in essence is just be you. Be steadfast.
And the world will adjust.
Focused. Thank you. I love that. I love that. The world will adjust. So let's also still talk about the Father's Day. That was on Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday 15th. Sunday was on the 15th.
Yeah.
Now, how many persons did we wish Father's Day, Happy Father's Day? Let's start with Sister Ruth. How many persons did you say Happy Father's Day to?
Okay, first and foremost, to my God, the one who has made me, who I am today.
Okay.
He is the father of
all fathers.
All fathers. The father of even humans, the spirits, and even the animals out there. So yeah, I prayed and I wished him a happy father, and for being loving, caring, and a father who loves all equally, without segregation. No matter what you do, when you go to him, he would always forgive you and bring you back. So yeah, first and foremost, I prayed and I wished him a happy Father's Day. Then also, my contact, I have quite a lot of people who are fathers, not just fathers, but good fathers to their children. So I also wish them, wish them a happy Father's Day. And I, I don't know if this side of me, I was like, you have to take your kids out today because they are the reason I am wishing you happy Father's Day. They made you to be a father. They gave you the privilege of receiving the
title of
the fatherhood.
Receiving the title of being a father, and they also gave you the privilege of being congratulated during Father's Day. So I was just like, you have to take your kids out. For the ones that have one, take your child out. For the ones that have maybe more than two, take them out. It doesn't matter how much you have in your pocket. Just make them happy. Tell them you are the reason I am a father today. So I am celebrating you. I'm celebrating this day with you because you are, how do I put the door opener to fatherhood? Yeah, so I wished them a beautiful fatherhood experience.
Okay, that's beautiful. Now, did you send this to people who are like people who already have children or would be fathers as well?
Yeah, we talked about something here on this set. I think that was last week. But just within the month, I think we spoke about the motherhood or something. I really cannot, wrap my mind about around it right now. But we talked about you not being a mother through childbirth, but you are a mother through your dates, because most of us here, we've not birthed our own child, but we are mother by profession,
Okay.
and by the things we do. So yes, also Father's Day was not just for the ones who have
Okay.
children, you know. Most of them there, do you know, there was a time I got to know that I got to know about, I think, few people who are actually training a lot of people, you know.
Okay.
These people are not known. They do this low-key. So tell me, which other title will befit just, such a person?
Good.
You know, for loving and caring for someone you did not bring to this earth. It means you are a father. So I did not just wish only the
ones with kids.
yeah, the ones with kids, a happy Father's Day, but even the ones, the intending dads, and also the ones who are the practicing that, you know what I mean by practicing,
Okay.
they are caring for children they didn't actually bring to the world.
That's beautiful. I just wanted to get that right from you. Now to Brother Odudu, there's this saying that anyone can be a father, but it takes someone special to be a dad. How can you justify that?
It's
Wow.
the sigh.
That's
Anyone
really-
can be a
that's-
dad. Sorry, can be a father, but it takes someone special,
Special, yeah.
to be a dad. How can you justify that?
Someone is special is someone who is loving, and someone who is down to the earth. Someone who show care, not to his child or to his children only, but to little children around. It takes my own son or my own daughter as is. So someone who is a dad has that potential, has that love to carry all children around. Someone who is a father plays a father role by looking towards the tuition fee,
Okay.
looking towards have you eaten, do your assignment and be a good student, go to school and come back. But someone who plays the role of a dad is someone who show concern in any little thing that happen in a child's life, and he give an access road to the child to express himself or herself. So that is the differentiation between father and a dad.
Okay.
To my own-
Sister Ruth, do you subscribe to that as well?
To my own that's my opinion. Yes.
We are all
And I'm
entitled to
entitled
our
to that.
opinion. Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear your own opinion, Sister Ruth.
Okay, about someone.
Anyone can be a father, but it
uh-huh.
takes someone special to be a dad.
Okay. Like I said before, anyone, yeah, truly anyone can be a dad. Yeah, but for someone special to be a dad means you have all the qualities it takes to be a dad, ranging from emotional intelligence, being a protector, because you're not just going to be a dad. You know, you are going to be there for that child through thick and thin. You need to protect the child, be there, be the child's support system, if you know what I mean. You know, some kids may not, it's not everything some kids run to their mom to, but you see that some fathers are closer to their kids more than the mother. Some mothers could be close to their kids, you know. Some mothers may be very strict. The dad is there, he's not always around, or he's more connected to a child. So I would refer to such a father as being a special dad, because in times of some quality times or quality talks, you know, or let me say pep talks that a child cannot share with the mom, the child would always wait. It doesn't matter when the dad is coming back. The child will be like, I have my like, I don't know how to put it, like, my dad is my cool, is my calm.
Okay.
Is the one that calms the raging sea. You understand what I mean? So it doesn't matter when he's coming back. Whenever he comes back, I don't mind, you know, staying awake until he comes back, because there is something I need to discuss. This is something, normally, if you discuss with your mom, it's like before you even get to the main body of the discussion, you have received like 2 slaps. If you understand what I mean.
Okay.
But some moms, don't get me wrong, we are all entitled to our opinions, you know. For some moms could be, you know, listeners. They listen, they give, they scold when necessary, and they give advice, you know, so that you don't go astray. But some dads are so special that they are there, they are a support system to their children. They protect their children, you know, the love and care. Are you aware that I saw a video on Father's Day I did not repost it though. You know, I just kept watching. Someone posted, I watched severally. You know, a dad was there. We all know that mothers are home keepers. They, you know, they do everything around the home, the house. They cook, they wash, they feed both the dad, the kids, everything. But now I saw a dad being so busy. But then a child was just about to fall. I'm sure you've come across the video. The speed at which all the dads, because it was like a what is it called? Like they just, you know, mixed the whole video,
Okay.
you know, together. Whenever this child wants to fall, you see a dad will just be like, you know, throw a pillow just to support the child. But this is someone who is busy. Okay. We all, the CCTV captured the dad, maybe reading newspaper, pressing his phone, but he's there for that child. If you know what I mean, he is there. Like, he is so aware of his environment. He's aware of what the child is doing. That is a protector, not just a dad. And it takes someone special, a special daddy, to be able to be aware of what the child is doing. It doesn't matter what the kind of, the level of importance that has taken his attention in his phone or the newspaper. Maybe he's reading about the particular footballer. He's multitasking, and that is a special dad. Special dads multitask. It doesn't matter what they are doing. So they are there to protect. I saw another child almost falling off, I think, is it table or something? I saw the speed at which the dad, you know, flew to capture the baby. Several, it was a compilation of what dads do. And God bless whoever did that. It was so emotional. I really loved it. So it takes someone, these are special dads. They are protectors. They are caregivers. They give care, yeah. It doesn't matter if they don't enter the kitchen. And protectors, caregivers, and support system.
Okay, beautiful.
I want to say
Counter.
something.
To counter her or to support?
No, don't see it as a counter.
Okay.
If you look critically, we have a father and we have a mother.
Yeah.
And we have a son, we have a daughter. We have 2 sons, 2 daughters. If you check that family, circle of that family, daughters are really close to the dad and sons are close to the mom. So when you say that they look towards the children, children share more of what concern them to the dad. If you check very well, those are the daughters. That's the daughters. And the guys have their own, they have their own part, which is the mother. So the father, I will not say 100%, I will say 50% of fathers, they show concern more to the daughters.
Towards their female children.
Yes, towards their female children, while the mothers show concern towards their male children.
No, that's just
I think
that's just
nature.
It's nature, no doubt.
Yes.
But I want to say something, that is just a dad. Now, a special dad does not have, there is no preferential treatment. Yeah, for a child you brought, you know very well that without you, that child wouldn't come. So a special dad gives no preferential treatment to his children. He loves all equally. I don't know if you agree with me, but he loves all equally. And also, special dads don't like, children can see, children knows who love them. I'm so serious about this. Even a child, a 1-year child, 2 years child, they know, they cannot talk, but they know where the affection, where the weight of the affection is coming from. And honestly speaking, that is where they tilt to, because they need love. They are entitled to this love. You brought them, and so you have to give them maximum love. So now, a special dad will not, children would not, when they see a special dad, they know. And so both the female and the male, like the sons and daughters, would go to their dad, the special dad, to share their secret, because they know that this man right there is going to give them the advice they need. You know, he's going to scold them, but not so harsh. He's going to tell them, look, I did a similar mistake when I was about your age, and this is where it landed me. I love you so much. I do not want you to, you know, toe the same line. So I need you to disembark. I need you to stop this already. Now that's a special dad right there. You know, you give advice with love. Not everybody have this intelligence. Some would want to go about it the harsh way. You know, like I said, there are some people you sit to talk. Before you get to the main body, you have received like 2 posers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then they will still force you. You have to complete. Because some children will want to be like, Dad, Mom, I'm done. That was just, they were like, you are going to complete it. This house will not contain us. So yes, that's a special dad right there. People, children love them naturally.
Okay.
Bro, do you?
Bro, do you still have anything
Everybody
different?
are entitled to
Okay.
their opinion.
Yeah.
Now, in my own opinion, I'll also buy the viewpoint of Sister Ruth by saying that there is no special treatment. For me, I feel there shouldn't be any special treatment. Say, just like you said, that female children are more closer to their dads, to their fathers than their mothers, that they tend to pour out their hearts tend to pour out, like they are more close. Like, I feel if it happens that way, then how about, okay, what happens if, okay, nature calls, for instance, nature calls and then the mother is no longer there. The mother who had this preferential treatment for the male children over the female children. Now, let's say nature calls and then she's no longer there. So what now happens to those children? To those male children? Do you get? So I just feel there is no need for us to say...
to give preferential,
yes,
love
there's
them
no need.
all.
Just love them
know.
all equally, so that whatever that happens, you know that somebody will definitely be there to fill that vacuum. There will be no... that vacuum will not be
Lapses,
felt.
yeah.
That lapses will not be felt.
Let me say something before we
Okay.
proceed. Bro, Dudu, have you ever seen a dad playing with his son?
Yeah, I've seen
Take,
it.
for instance, you are a woman and you're getting to see, you are the wife, and you're getting to see your husband playing with your male child. Do you know what that means? Like, I'm trying to tell you that they don't only go close to their moms, you know, they also play along with their dad. Now, the play is, sometimes it's, I don't know, it could give room for high blood pressure, you know. And they don't do this if they don't love these sons of theirs. They do that because they love this child, and also, like, they are trying to, I don't know, if initiate you into manhood, you have to be strong, you know.
Okay,
like,
I understand the point.
you
Now,
understand.
the way dads play with their male children is
Yeah.
different from the way they play with their male
Honestly,
female
there was
children.
a video. I think that video was just to, you know, explain everything. I saw a dad playing with the daughter. He was so careful, you know. It was just in, like, as if you're playing with an egg, a raw egg. You wouldn't want to break and, you know, mess the whole place. But when it was time for the son, the way he lifted the son, and like, even me watching the video, I was so terrified. I was like, oh wow, I don't know where the mother is right now, but I think you need to go find your son because it's happening. But have you experienced that
I
before?
am happy that you have added to my opinion.
Okay.
When I was saying fathers are very close to their daughters and sons
Okay.
are very close to the mother, you can now see. Because the way a father is going to treat a son is not the way he's going to treat the daughter.
It's
Give
normal.
this- no,
I
he
feel
give-
like it's normal.
He
People
gives
play that way.
100% care to daughters, and to the sons you can give them 30% because they are man.
They are men.
They are men.
They are men, and they look stronger.
Yeah.
Yes, than women. So that was the part I was going to.
Okay, I need you to also know that a mother would not only run after the dad when the dad is being rough, you know, while playing, while having a father and children relationship. A mother would, even the daughter, if the dad is being rough, the mother would also run. You know why? Because the mother brought them. She knows the pain she experienced. Maybe she even labored for 24 hours, 48 hours, as the case may have been, you know. So she would run. She's not just running after the male child. If the dad is also being rough with her female daughter, her daughter, to say, she would also run after a mother. A mother is there for all. She pushed them. You understand, and she knows every time she brought them to this world, she had different, how do they put it, labor. You know, maybe this labor came 3 days before the child finally beheld your child, and maybe this one 24 hours, you know, as the case may be. So she would run after. If you are being rough with her daughter, she's going to tell you, give me my daughter. You don't know what I experienced in labor in the labor room. If you are being rough with a son, she's going to say the same thing. So yeah.
Okay, in a nutshell, all we're trying to say is that our Father's love is like a guiding light that shines bright in the darkness. Yes, this is for us to bring us back to our Happy Father's Day, which we celebrated back on the 15th of this month. To every father out there, all intending fathers, every other man out there who nurtures, who cares, who tutors, who helps, who, in fact, you're just playing all the fatherly role, even if you're yet to be should I say co-opted into fatherhood or something. You are all loved, you are honored. And then to our one and only overall father in the entire universe, Father, we love you. In fact, we don't have better words. We don't have better words to qualify the kind of being you are for us, to humanity. Father, we here in Starcross Television, we say we love you overdose. Our love for you, Daddy, is too much. We love you just the way you love us. You love us too much, and you care for us so much. That's why you don't even want us to perish, because if we had to perish,
the pampers, Daddy where the pamper.
Good, our Daddy where the pamper. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all you have done for us. To all intending fathers out there, it is just our own way of saying Happy Father's Day in arrears, because it has already passed. So we are still here to celebrate our fathers. And then let's not also forget that this week happens to be the week of the Universal Men's Fellowship here in Brotherhood of the Cross and Star.
The new real men.
The new real men. We are here celebrating our men. Should do what?
Take charge and rule.
Oh, that's the new slogan? Wow. Okay, the new real men take charge and rule. Okay.
New real men take charge and rule.
Okay. Thank God we have a new real man.
That's
here
beautiful.
With us. Yes, so we are definitely going to spice up this week with activities from by the New Real Men Fellowship. We're having a lot of interesting activities for you or for us this weekend. I don't know where you are at the moment. I don't know how you're going to join this program, but do not worry. Starcross TV is always there to beam live, to cover everything from start to finish. So at this point in time, we are not done. It is not over until it is over. Morning Start still continues. When we come back, we'll bring to you our topic of discourse, which is going to be centered on fatherhood. We're going to know everything that entails fatherhood. But for now, let us leave you with an interesting segment, which is titled Tact Spoken Words from an Amazing Father's Child, maybe a to-be father as well. So please stay with me. We'll be right back shortly.
The earth bears towns, villages, and hamlets, forests, trees, and woods, rivers, lakes, and streams, peopled with monsters, horned and tentacled, peopled with cravers of dark powers, peopled with evil perpetrators. These are they whose hearts are dark as coal. These are they whose eyes itch to see ill. These are they whose thoughts conceive immorality. These are they whom endorse false, direct the regiments of bats, and hone their arms in the monolith of trepidation. I stood bewildered on the plain of my habitat's crust, and I heard a great noise as though an earthquake occurred, but no, my thoughts were far from reality. Lo, I beheld how the hills hunched their backs beneath marshes that washed the feet of the mightiest being in the history of existence. At the instance of his great glory, the souls of the guilty floated in the current of air. Their disdain was as a clump of smoking fish. And I heard a great noise out of the highest clouds saying, "Here anticipates the sentiment and aphorism personified, he whose consciousness obsoletes the sequence of the human physique, rendering the cerebral cortex inoperative. He is the infinite intellect." Rumors of treason spread like a burning sword. The veins of the earth swelled in nourishing blood. Oh, humanity trembled in chaos. And then skies in the earth. The winds blew gently, keeping pressure away. The birds of the air sang beautifully, and the trees danced vigorously. Without hesitating, I joined affirmative chants of the wise and prudent and the legions of seraph to chant to this great being. This is the Mwari of the Zimbabwe's, Zambi of the Congolese, Yame of the Ghanaians, Chineke of the Igbos, Allah of the Hausas, Oluwa of the Yorubas, Shuguren of the Pian and Nenevai, Obasewode of the Yaka people. His name, leader, Olumba, Uhu, the greatest echelon, whose wisdom has tutored and nurtured humanity to the accurate knowledge of the truth, perfecting a new sinless kingdom for the chosen elects.
It's good to know that you are still with us. It is still the Morning Star Breakfast Show on Star Cross Television, and I remain Stella Tabot, one of your hosts for today's edition. I'm still here with Sister Ruth Obo.
Welcome back.
Thank you. And Brother Odudu Charles.
Yeah, thank you very much, and welcome.
Okay, on your screen was a very beautiful, educative, inspiring session with Brother Marvelous Augustine, who took us through the worlds of spoken words. I must say that was very, very impactful. If you're able to listen to that presentation keenly, you'll be able to pick something new for yourself this morning. I was able to learn something, and then the fact that he resonated, everything he said resonated with his actions, the way he was like, you know, I was already in the realm, in the world of poems. You know, I was carried away. I don't know about you. I also don't know about my colleagues. Let me also draw them closer. How did you feel when watching the presentation of Brother Marvelous?
I felt better. I felt relief. I felt that God gave him talent, and that was perfect in his own way, and he did it very well. So kudos to him.
Beautiful. How about you, Sister Ruth?
Okay, it's so calm.
Okay.
You know, it makes you, it keeps you calm, and then it opens your brain to think, you know, faster, and, you know, also connect with what he's saying. It's so relaxing. Oh, it was so relaxing.
Right. I love that. I was already picturing, like, every word he said, I was picturing it to see if I can just fix myself somewhere, to see if like something would just, a magic would just happen, you know. But thank you very much for that, and all glory to God Almighty for that amazing talent, because it takes a raw talent to put up such a presentation. Now it is still we are still on our topic of discourse, fatherhood, and then we still have this week as the week of the Universal Men's Fellowship here in Brotherhood of the Cross and Star. The week has just begun. Yesterday was the official opening ceremony, and then today we have also other activities planned up for today until the last day of the week. So if you are ready for this week, we all are ready for you. It is on that note we're bringing to you our topic of discourse centered on fatherhood. Fatherhood. So let's get to know the definition of fatherhood, the rules and responsibilities, the importance or the relevance of a man being involved, or a father being involved in the lives of his child or children, as the case may be, the challenges, possible challenges, because there are much possible challenges of being a father. And then let's also see how to talk about modern fatherhood. When someone would say, I'm a Gen Z father, I'm a Gen Z this, how does that really affect the upbringing of our children? But before we go down, let us start with what fatherhood is all about. Let us remind ourselves of what fatherhood is all about. Let's start with Sister Ruth.
Amazing. Okay, I was thinking you would start with Brother Odudu being the only male, but that's fine.
Okay, don't worry, we have a better question for Brother Odudu.
Okay, they're intending that.
Good.
Happy Father's Day. I forgot to wish you. Brother Odudu.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, so back to the question, fatherhood. This refers to the state of being a father, and not just being a father, experiencing what it takes to be a father, which includes, nurturing, loving, protecting a child, and, rendering emotional backup to a child.
Okay. Brother Audu, do you have something different to add?
Not really different. I would say fathers, they play a very vital role in the upbringing of any child, because the path of a father in someone's life shows you is something like an umbrella which covers all what you do. That as you are going out, the sun cannot harm you.
That's
or
a
you
protector.
Yes, you cannot be wet under the rain. So that is how I can categorize the office of a fatherhood to children, because they show concernism, they show support, they show this compassion, and they show love to their children, meaning that they are like the semi-god here on earth.
To their family, not just
to their children and to their family. Yes, the children and the wife, relative. Let me put it that way. They have someone to beckon on. So the office of a father is very broad.
It's really an office.
Yes, it's an office. Yes, it takes only
a special dad.
It takes only a special dad, and by the special grace of God, to be a father. It's not easy to be a father, because you being a father, you have so much responsibility that you can't afford till the day you are assigned for greater service. Yes. Even when you, for instance, Stella is my daughter. Even when she's walking and looking very amazing, I will still take care of her upkeep, because she's my daughter. So you can see the responsibility I have. She's married, but I'll still take care of her.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So fatherhood is very essential. You cannot do away without it. Even God has the, you know what I
don't know what you mean.
So you being a man, then you now move from a man to become a father. It's something very essential, and it is a privilege, because we have that a little let's say potential like the creator, because a woman is not God, but a man is God. And when the father had his disciple, a woman was not there, it was man.
Okay,
so,
I think Ronaldo is taking us somewhere.
I want to say something.
I'm not taking you guys somewhere. I am trying to. No, you give me the room to speak. So let me finish.
Okay.
So even in my next my reincarnation, I would love to be a man, so that I will be in the scale of a fatherhood.
You will maintain the office of.
I'm going to maintain it.
The office of a fatherhood.
Yeah. It is very good to be a father, because so much responsibility comes, and you have the capacity to man it up and give solution to that responsibility.
May I say something?
Yes,
please, you have to say something, because where Brother Audu is taking us to, if we are heading there.
Yeah, I think I'm right there at the junction right now, and I've refused to move. Even though he has,
let's meet proceeded. At that junction. Okay.
Yes, so you talked about, fathers being earthly God, even to mothers. But I need you to know, are you aware that mothers are covers, which therefore means that they are your earthly God?
In the Bible,
mothers, I am not done.
No, wait.
I am still here.
Let me just
may I round up so I can move along with
you? Let her round up.
Okay, bro, Audu, you said something about, men being a God. There is no doubt men are head of the family. God has made it, and forever will be, But are you also aware that a woman's prayer will take you where you have been aiming? You have prayed, you've prayed so much, you've worked so hard, but a woman's prayer can just open a door that has been shut for many years. Are you aware of that? Now, how are you going to classify this woman whom you have been, lording over, just, speaking the word, just like the spoken word we just finished watching? How would you classify a woman that would just, make things happen with just the spoken word?
I'm not being sentimental or standing this side.
I thought you were just about to
But if you look at it critically, even in the Bible, all the children of God that God inspired them to put up the Holy Bible. They were all men. The woman was not there. The 12 disciples of our Lord Jesus Christ, they were men. The prophet of the old, they were men. In Genesis, God created man in his own image. And he thought it wise that he should not be alone. He now brought a woman.
While he
from
was
his
asleep.
own
While he was asleep.
From his own words, he brought it. That is
Ribs.
why if a man makes mistake, for instance, like what happened in the Garden of Eden, the serpent gave the apple to Eve. Just for Adam to eat it. He was not the one that got the apple. For him to eat it, he was really punished. You can see that God focused on man because man is the head of the family. You guys are, no, we will not take the fact that you guys pray and Father
When you
use
say
your
you
prayer.
guys, please be specific.
Women praise.
Good.
Okay, women praise and Father answers their prayer very fast because they
with
are
the speed of light.
no, let me learn because we are the head and they are under us. While we are hustling for inmates, they are there in the house or they are at anywhere.
Are you trying
and
to
Father
say that's
is
the
using them
reason
because
God
they
answers
are
our
under
prayers?
us. We may not have this time to let's do this prayer. Let's do it. We have handed over that to them, and God, who has
That office.
the replica of man, answers them because He understands what men goes through.
Bro, let me draw your mind back. Let me draw your mind back. I don't know. I think you're bringing up this narrative of argumentative essay. We are not arguing. We are not arguing. We are not saying motherhood and fatherhood which is preferred. Do you understand?
I know. I was
We
just
are
letting you to
solely-
understand the importance of being a man and being a father.
No doubt, there's no one disputing the fact that fatherhood is very paramount.
Correct.
That is why we are talking on fatherhood today.
And that's why you are here. Because without a father, you won't be here.
Okay.
And I will not be here.
Okay. Now, if we are going by what the argument you're bringing to the table,
He's going to lose.
oh my goodness, we are going to drag until
Are you sure?
you get tired of it.
Honestly.
But however, let me now make us understand, let me make you in particular understand that we are centering our topic of discourse this morning on just fatherhood. No one is saying this is higher than the other.
That's
or
why I
this
said
is
I
lower than the
am
other.
not comparing. I'm just
No, from your
stating
creation
the importance.
story.
I am just stating the
From
importance
your creation
of,
story
of
that
a
God
man.
created, God did this, it was a man, what and what, all the stories you listed
Yeah.
out, you're spotlighting men. But we are not
But that's what we are
dragging.
discussing
Of
today. We are
course,
discussing.
of
We
course.
need to polish it very well. So if we are discussing about fatherhood, we need to do it well. Then when we discuss about mother, I supported. And I said, look at what happened.
You
Look at
expect
this.
us to do
Yes,
same.
I did. So you supported. So
Of course,
you
we are
need
here.
to support
We are
it.
here. We are all out for our fathers today. We are all out
Thank
for,
you.
if not just our fathers, for all men.
Yeah.
For all men today. So that is what now
So
brings
you
me
love
to
to
this.
be a man. You're in.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. God knows it all. Now let me now bring it. That now brings me to the question that I would love to ask you. What are the benefits of having a man being involved and engaged in a child's life? Now let's say, okay, you talked about fathers being more involved or being more close to their female children than their male children, even when Sister Ruth was trying to counter it for us not to look at it from that direction. Now let's say there is no father figure anywhere. Is there any lapses, or would you say as a person there are any lapses in the mind or in the life of a child with no father figure at any point?
Yes. There's a very big lapses because someone who comes to this world by the special grace of God comes through the world through a mother.
Okay.
And he has a father that plays a caring part in his or her life. And for instance, someone that comes to the world does not have a father, maybe unfortunately the father was transferred to life beyond, or some circumstances happen. There's a stage the person gets in life that is going to be affected emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise, because the role of a father has not been played in his life. or her life, and is going to be affected in terms of decision making, because he or she has not had this experience of a mother and a father staying together to achieve something. I've getting his thoughts from the mom and getting his thoughts from the father. So he's going to be affected in the way that he will not be focused when seeing his colleague or his friend interacting with their dad, always getting information, always getting support from the dad. He's going to feel bad because he was unable to have that in his life or her life.
Okay, thank you. Now, still on this father-children or father-child relationship, how are what are the effective ways that fathers can actually use to communicate with their children? Now, let's paint a practical scenario. There are children, whether male or female children, who are most times scared of communicating their fears, their challenges, their burdens, their troubles, their sorrows to their fathers, because they feel like maybe because men are naturally strict in nature, so they prefer sharing their problems with their mothers rather than their fathers. So what would you say should be a better way of a father communicating, of a father communicating, like having this father-child or father-children communication or relationship with his own child or his children, as the case may be?
Okay, I will say that the communication is not something you just start suddenly. It's something that has started long before when the child was birthed.
Okay.
Yes, because when that child comes to the world and he sees you often, children they are very sensitive. Like the one who carries them and the one who they are calling daddy, 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 because they heard from the mom, that is your daddy, that is your dad, and you be dada, dada. From there, he grows with that. When you come back, he comes to welcome you, and you carry the baby, you play with him. From there, that's where the communication starts. From 1 year, from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, to when he starts understanding some certain things about life. Now go to school, come back, brings his assignment. Okay, I want daddy to do this for me. Okay, you do this one for me. When daddy come bound to tell daddy this thing. For you understand, that's where the communication starts. And the dad is free, has this free mind to communicate with the children, even if he's busy. For instance, some dad will say, I am busy, but there's a channel the children can reach the dad even when they are out of the house, they're out of the home, or they're out of the state. Can still reach the dad, can still communicate with the dad. That because that communication was initiated even while they were still tender.
Okay, beautiful. Sister Ruth, do you have something different to add?
Yeah, he has spoken well though. Yeah, so ways dads could communicate better.
Yeah.
With their children, like he said, some fathers starts this communication thing with their child right there in the womb. Because children, they start listening to you, they start to know you while they are still, undergoing creation. Yeah, honestly speaking, when you speak to them, they know whom is talking to them, and they listen. And so if you start this, most of the parents, the dads who are so aware of this, they begin to communicate with these kids. This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. If you're watching us and you are a dad and you have applied this technique and it has worked for you, our phone line is displayed on your screen. Kindly call us to testify. Now, some dads would tell their growing, don't know if I should call fetus or something, I do not want you to stress your mom in the labor room. Those are very special dads. The one who was loving and caring, not just, some kind of dad. I am so sorry to say this, every dad is important, but some are so aware of these techniques that they apply on time, not during the late hour, because I feel like you starting to communicate with this child during 8 months to 9 months,
It's late.
this is fire brigade approach.
Okay.
Even we here, we that have, passed through that stage, we have, gone to school and the rest, we do not make use of fire brigade approach. You learn, you go to school, you're being taught, you go back, read your books, you know, understand and not just to cram, understand it. Now, this takes time. It takes time. So the same thing applies to father and child approach or something, you know, relationship. That is when you start to talk to them, and that is when they start to listen to you. Because some people wonder why mothers are so glued to most of their kids. When they talk, they don't even have to talk sometimes. They just give you that eye stuff, and already you are adjusting.
Good.
This started way before, and even became stronger during breastfeeding, where you have to look at the child, speak to the child, and the child will start understanding. Some fathers who know that they will not have this time with their kids, they start way back from when the child, the fetus, is developing. They talk to their children. I need you to be very calm, be nice to your mom, the one who is carrying you, who is incubating you right now. I do not want you to stress your mom. When it is time, I need you to come out peacefully. I hope you know I love you, your mom loves you. And if you already have kids, like Sabbath A and Sabbath B loves you so much, and they can't even wait to receive you. This child right there already knows the massive love awaiting him or her. And so they would act accordingly. All right, they act accordingly, and when it is time, even the moms testify. So even moms, you're good to also call us. They testify. A lot of people have said this, because I actually thought, I am not a dad, but these things I have experienced them. When you speak to them, they hear you. What you want them to do, they do. Imagine a mom just staying there, you know, and saying, and you know, citing the husband, the dad of the unborn child, and be like, hey mama, hey Bobo, your dad is here. And you see the child starts, you know, turning. That goes to show you that this child shouldn't listen, even while they are in there, just for the mother to say, hey mama, hey Bobo, your dad is here. Your sister is, your aunt is here, your uncle is here, your grandma is here, your grandpa is here. These are the people who have been communicating, because you cannot just like a child would, you know, you take a child somewhere and introduce the child is, you know, a bit resentful. They don't want to, you know, go hug, you know, give the person you're introducing to them to.
But what happens, sorry to cut you, what happens if this father we're talking about is not always available? Let's say from day one to the last day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. There is going to be some sort of connection, but it will not be as intense as it would have been if you were there from day one. And these children are used to your presence. They feel. They may not see you, but they feel. They know everything going on. They are aware. They are even more aware than even you. Because if a particular person touches that belly when they do not give, they do not want, they go quiet. I've not been a mother before, but I'm saying this because I don't know if I should say I've experienced it from someone else. You know, they go quiet. They wouldn't, him or her wouldn't want to, you know, they don't move anymore, because as their mother, is supposed to be their shield. Someone just, you know, tapped you, and they are not aligning with that person. And so they go into their shell.
Okay.
Same thing applies to their dad. There is still a connection. And if you are not around them, and you finally show up, they will still be happy, but not as much as they would have when they know that you have been there. You had been there with them right from day one. I mean, you will need to calm that child, because if you do not calm them, tell them, hey, be nice, be calm, you're hurting your mom, they will just keep turning. They want to come out already and behold you, because you have always been there. And so if you have always been there and these things happen, it is your place now to tell them, keep calm, you're hurting your mom. Stay calm, I am here. We love you. Because you know we love you, I need you to be nice. Come out peacefully. Do not stress. Don't make us cry, you know, stuff like that. So these things happen. Okay,
beautiful. Thank you very much, Sister Ruth. Now, Brother Odudu, let's now picture you as let's picture you as someone who is already into what we are talking about. Now, let's come from the angle of modern fatherhood. Now, you know, growing up, there were teachings, there were practices our parents. Okay, now let's use our parents for instance. There were things their parents taught them while growing up that were like in our age, in this our age and time, cannot, in fact, is, should I say 20 times or 30 times more advanced Do you get my question?
Yeah.
Now, for instance, Bodudam, this question is at you. Now, we are picturing you as a father. Now,
Potential father.
Okay, now let's say our fathers or our parents, while growing up, what they were being taught by their own parents is, should I say a cake, or technology has advanced what they were taught back then in those years, those days, compared to what we are taught now. Now we are picturing modern fatherhood. Like what we are trying to talk about is, okay, let's use our normal slang, which is the Gen Z fatherhood. Now someone would say, I cannot do what my forefathers or my parents used to do back then. Now picture yourself as a modern day father who is nurturing or bringing up a child in a modern day society. Would you say that technology has helped you as a modern day father in advancing the skills or the abilities of your growing child, a child that is just growing up? Would you say technology has helped you in any way possible? Or would you rather go back to the days or the ways, the cake days of your father, your mother, your forebears, or your great-grandparents or something? How would you love to picture it?
For the technology plays an advantage role in the upbringing of children. Maybe I would say from 5 upwards, because they understand the technology in terms of communication. Yes. Then for the age from 5 down, there's no need of technology. It needs absolute care and attention the way it has been before. So in 1 or 2 seconds, that is the answer to the question.
May I come in?
Okay.
Okay. Speaking of technology, you know, advancement or something, I think it's still the same thing. I feel like the Gen Z that's, you know, I do not want to condemn, but I feel it's really standing in the way.
Okay.
I like to start from going back to the olden days, yeah, where a child would understand the mother tongue. Nowadays, all those things have been swept under the carpet. You know, with the idea of my child needs to speak English. Whoever said this child wouldn't speak English? For sure, this child would definitely, you know, experience the 4 walls of nursery, primary, and tertiary academic, you know. And like, obviously this child they are going to be using English to teach this child. But the Gen Z dad, I am so sorry, but we are all entitled to our opinions, you know. We disagree to agree rather. Our phone line is displayed on your screen, so do well to also engage. If you feel I'm not making sense, please call in and correct me, all right? So now, parents have stopped, or the Gen Z, some of the daddies of today, you know, they have swept this culture under the carpet. You are speaking your mother tongue, all right? Your siblings are speaking your mother tongue, and you just come up and you're like, you do not want, all of a sudden, mother tongue has become something bad that you do not want to teach your own child, because you want your child to speak a borrowed language.
Okay.
You get? This is the one your child is supposed to understand, but like, I don't understand why they think these children will not be able to speak English. I feel like every child should grow. You see, the space of age 0 to 3 or age 0 to 2, as the case may be. Some parents, you know, register their kids in crèche at 2 years because of their nature of job or something. You know, some at age 3. It all depends. Now, from age 0 to that 2 or 3, as the case may be, that is the time you have to teach this child your mother tongue. Let that child start with that. Children have this magnetic brain. If you are going to be teaching them up to 3 or 4 languages, they would absorb, but they might be slow. That is where you see some people say, my child is not talking. You are bombarding the child's brain. They will definitely give you the result. They will speak, but it might be slow because they are trying to they are trying to, you know, absorb or process the one. Maybe you are from, for example, I am from Cross River, and for example, Bro Odudu is from, you are from Yoruba. Yeah, Yoruba, and I speak Efok, or I speak Ejagam, and you speak Yoruba, and then you have a mother or a grandmother in that same house speaking Igbo. Each of us, when we want to have a good time with that child, you want to inculcate.
Good.
Yeah, I'm carrying the child. I'm like, I'm using Efok to communicate. The child is listening. And you pick up the child the next hour. You're using Yoruba. The child is absorbing, is processing. And the grandma comes and uses Igbo. You know, this is a house of vernacular. Uses Igbo. The child is also processing. So it might take some time for that child to start talking. People complain, my child has not started talking. Look around. You're using too many languages that the child is trying to know which one they should start with. All right? So as a dad, the only days that they would always, what was their business with English? Let us start from there.
Okay.
Because sometimes I go home, some of my people, they don't understand Efok. You get, and English, they know a little. It doesn't make them less of a human. You get, there are some things they know that we even though you pay so much money to go to school, you will not know it. You still have to go back and learn that very one. And these are people most of us think they are so archaic, they don't know. But you see how God is. He gave it to them. And then you are using money to go and fetch yours, but you are not still going to get it as much as you would have gotten from them. I don't know if you understand my drift here.
Good.
So now, back in the days, these people will use vernacular and raise these children. And so these children will know and absorb. And when they get to school, they learn. And these children are so intelligent. So what am I trying to say? How this technology has advancement has what the technology advancement has done to the Gen Z, that they stop using this vernacular, they bring in English. And so you see a child answering Adiawudo. And if I am around that child, I'll be like, oh, I have seen someone from Efok. Someone who understands my own dialect. Adiawudo, mind you, is an Efok word from Calabar. I'm like, Idemetiedide, how are you? And you're like, sorry, what are you saying? Seriously, the way I feel, I cannot express it. But if we are friends, like we talk a lot, sometimes I'll just tell you you're a disgrace. I'm so sorry. This is somebody from maybe age range, you know, we are age mates. I'll tell you you're a disgrace. Like, what happened? What have you been doing all the years of your life that you don't even know the simplest thing as how are you in your dialect, you know? So I feel the same way I feel embarrassed or something. That's the same way the child feels, but they can't do anything because it is late.
So
and when you ask them, they will tell you, this is my dad used back in the house. Like, you are in the house, you are not impressing the teacher anymore, but you are still using. You understand what I mean? You are inside, but you are busy. What are you really? Who are you impressing? When you go back home, please, intending that, brother, teach your children how to speak their dialect. Do not let technology come and, you know, take everything. Another thing I want to say is, back in the days, children were not allowed to, you know, use phones. Before you start using phone, you don't go reach 20, they go front. You have not experienced phone. And so when you see a child of 15 or 10 years fiddling, having gadgets, and they know how to operate it, you're just like, God is wonderful, see magic, you know. The good thing is, the Gen Z dads of today, or the dads of today, let me not say Gen Z, I think it's tautology, dads of today. The daddies of today would give phone because they have learned the importance of communication. So they give phones to their children, even at age 10, some even lower than age 10. But let me start from age 10. You see them, they have started fiddling their phones. Some have been given iPad already, and they actually know how to go. They know their whereabouts, and that is so good, because in times of trouble, because the way we are advancing, that's where the way problems also, you know, problems visit. I don't know, you know, nowadays some kids get lost, maybe because in the bit of trying to kidnap, the child, and maybe the child finds find themselves somewhere, they will be able to dial. You know, back in the days, they will ask a child, who are you? And maybe you are using another dialect, you find yourself in another, they don't understand, language barrier. And sometimes they have the phone. I've seen someone who is, you know, ready to help them. They do not even know the contact of their parents.
Okay.
You know, back in the days, you will not even know, like, I'm a child, I'm not supposed to know my mom's number, I'm not supposed to know my dad's number, so why are you asking me? But the good thing about today is that children get to, the parents teach them, their dad teach them, you need to know my number. They do it as homework. Every day you come back, say my number, say your mom's number, say your sibling's number. You are training that child just in case. Nobody is saying something is going to happen. Yeah, just in case anything happens, call my number. What's your dad's name? At a very tender age, you cram your dad's name. Where do you live? That's the technology of today, where it is taking us to. Where do you live? They will tell you, this is where I live. Now they'll tell you, in case anything happens, this is where you live. This is your dad's name. This is your dad's phone number. This is your mom's name, and this is your mom's phone number. And sometimes they even progress to letting that child also, you know have the number of someone outside their house, which is maybe their aunt, their neighbor, or their uncle, as the case may be, just in case something happens and that child needs help. That's where you'll be like, oh, this child is an Oyibo child. I love the way this child is doing. Yes, that is where technology, the thing is just about two sides. There is positive side and there is a negative side. I can go on and on.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Ruth. I must say you have made a vital point. But let us still bring in Bro Odudu into this conversation as
I'm intending that.
Okay.
Oh, a potential dad.
A potential dad. Okay. Now let's there is this, I don't know, should I say a normal saying, or it's something like we find ourselves doing it most times, knowingly or unknowingly, jokingly. We just tell ourselves, since you've not you don't have kids yet, so you're not a man yet. So when they say men should come out, you're still a boy. Do you get?
So deep.
I'm just trying to paint a particular picture. Now that brings us to fatherhood and identity. Now when people would say, if they say men should come out, you that have not given birth before, like you don't have kids to call your own, you're not a man yet, you're not a father, you're still a boy. I'm just trying to paint a particular picture. Now the question is, how does fatherhood impact a man's sense of identity and purpose? Is it that until you have children, your biological children, that is when they should, in the society you find yourself, that's when they should know that, okay, you are now a father or you are now a man. So when they say men should stand up, Odudu should also stand up. Or whether or not I have a child of my own, at least as long as I know I can pick between wrong and right, good and bad, like I know what to do and what not to do. I know how to nurture a child, how to take care of a child. At least I should also be called the father. But I would do that. Question is for you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think if we can follow that part of to show the experience we have put in play, like
experience, like your personal experience.
I will not say my personal experience. Someone who is a father is not really that person has children.
Okay.
Yeah, it is the experience he has seen and he has overcome, he has passed through that. For instance, Mr. A does not have a child or does not have children, but the impact he has made on children around him, maybe in the society or the siblings' children, he has impacted on them. It may not be school, but it may be the adversary role he has played and nurturing them to be outstanding. So that is the impact he has done without having children. So if they are called upon, who are fathers, they are also role models that have impacted on children. So those people are prospective father, one, and they are also father in view because they have shown that commitment as being a father.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now there is also another, let's paint another scenario. Now someone would say, growing up, like a young man while growing up, he's because of maybe technology, society, the environment he finds himself, he tends to join one or two ungodly groups or association, do things that are not very acceptable in the society. And then if you ask him, he would say, my head can only calm down if I'm able to settle down, if I'm able to have a family, get kids and all of that. Do you understand the scenario I'm trying to paint?
Yeah.
Now the question is, with this scenario, the question is, what are the ways that fatherhood can shape a man's values and priorities? You are saying, if for you to be able to calm yourself down, for your head to be able to calm down, you need to settle down, you need to have kids to call your own, you need to have your own family. So in what ways can all of this shape your own value as a human being, that as a man, that not as a father, this as a man, in what ways can growing or having children be able to shape your own values and your priorities as a man? But that would do that same question is for you.
Thank you. Yes, that's very critical and tactical though.
Yeah.
But I would say that when you have children, is 100% responsibility.
Okay.
There's so many things you have been doing that you're going to curtail because you now have a third party. Like inside you, there's a third party. There are so many responsibilities you are going to curtail so that you can factor out the overall success of your family, because you are no more alone. You now have people you are catering for, like personally. So having a hot head at that time, you're going to calm it down, because when you go out and you come back, you see children. The hot head you have outside, you're not going to come and transfer it to them.
It's possible you can transfer it.
I'm not sure you're going to transfer it to you. I'm not sure. There's no man that can do that.
Okay, so
Yes.
So can you say that again?
There's no man that can do that.
Oh, okay.
That can do
The
what
love
exactly?
of a father is
like
overwhelming.
transfer aggression of your
The
day.
love of a father is overwhelming. You cannot expect a father who just come back and see a 2-year-old baby in the house and transfer aggression. No, it's not possible. It's not done.
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. Please. I know you will say something. Let me just finish. So, those responsibility has override other things that you had. Let me say you have during your youthful age or before you start producing. So that is the channel that brings everything about you being hot, being serious about some certain things that you cannot calm down. That will settle everything.
Okay, Sister Ruth.
Okay, about transferring of aggression, yeah, for sure, I have something to say. If you went through my status yesterday, I posted something. I came across this post on Facebook. I had to save it and posted. It was not something so beautiful, something to even imagine. And that was a daughter wishing her dad a happy Father's Day, but in an opposite direction. I feel like this child is traumatized. He is talking about a dad not being able to transfer aggression. But this is also a child, a daughter of his. Like you said, daughters are closer to their dad, yeah? And the sons are closer to their mom. But this is a girl who came out to say something from the opposite direction, and it just broke me instantly, you know. I don't know why I had to share. I just thought of, you know, sharing it. I went through it and I shared it, and this is someone who has been traumatized, you know. And according to her, it didn't just happen once. According to her, she said there was never a breathing space, which therefore means that once it is time for your dad to come home, your heart starts racing. You know, you're already knowing what you're going to experience. Now, if I want to judge this case now, I want to believe it has something to do with the mom.
Okay.
You get? This is transfer aggression. It has something to do with his finances. This is transfer aggression. It has something to do with his work on a daily basis. This is transfer aggression. And it also has something to do with his family, you know, getting to say things, you know, getting to manipulate him upstairs. And he is transferring because he thinks, I don't know, I am not here judging. We are only analyzing. Because he thinks that if he hadn't had this child, all his misfortunes would not have been, all the things he's experiencing, he would not have experienced it. So he feels, or he considers this child a mistake or something, a mistake, a bad luck or anything. Because I don't understand how you would bring a child and you're hating this child. all right? This is your bone of bone. This is your flesh. Your blood runs in this child, right? You are hating. So I want to believe, I'm saying this because of what you said, that I would not have brought it up, even though it had something to do with Father's Day. If you're watching this and you have my contact, go check my status, all right? Understand where I'm coming from. This is a daughter experiencing while others are raining praises, and she is coming out because she feels like she has, broke free from what seemed to be
Like
an unending bondage, an unending trauma. Because I feel like she is traumatized, and at this stage, for you to get back your daughter, she has to pass through, what's the name again? I don't know.
Rehab?
Not rehab. There is another word for it. If I remember, I would bring it on. Yeah, she has to go through that process for her to get her mind, because she's so damn traumatized from the things she read there. And if God, like, it would to take God, for her to love her own male child, if she sees an atom of
Resemblance.
she might want to pass, because she's traumatized. She might want to pass, like, I do not want to see anything that has anything,
looks like my dad.
yes, in you, not even your character, not your looks, not the things you say, not anything. This is how this hits, and this is transfer of aggression. These people are so innocent. They do not know what you're going through. Theirs is just to stay. If they are not working, you come home, they welcome you, you share how your day went, and if they are having issues, they tell you, or while you were away, this is what happened, and you give advice. Fathers are supposed to be are like this. These are people who absorb the most pain. They absorb the most shock. Because you are the head. You're not supposed to be seen running even when you see a python coming.
Okay.
Your family, honestly, I don't know if I'm making sense here. Your family members are looking up to you. I mean, even though when you were a boy, you used to be very scared of these things. You became a man, you were still scared of these things. Once you become a family man, everything changes. You get. People see when a snake is coming, everybody will run. They'll be like, oh, thank God. And expect you, you get. That's just how it is, our belief. I don't know, I might be wrong, but that's just our belief. Daddy is home. Our shield is here. Our bulletproof is here. He's not going to let this snake to come and hurt anybody. He's going to kill the snake. Dog is chasing after your child. They're like, they will not, most of the children, if they know who is inside the house, they will not scream, mommy, mommy. They will be scream, daddy, daddy, because they need him to come and deal, if possible, end the dog's life immediately, because this dog is threatening their life. You get. So now you're supposed to be all this I mentioned, and you're not supposed to be the opposite, threatening your own child, your own daughter or something. So a lot of things was just going through my mind. I thought of so many things. I'm like, does he think this daughter is not his? Does he think maybe if he had money, he would have gone for a DNA?
Okay.
For him to love this child right back again, apologize and bring back all the wasted years, he inflicted pains. If he had money, he would have gone for a DNA. But whereas there is no money, what is replacing the money for DNA is the hate, So all these things, brother Odudu, these are transfer aggression. And sometimes they even, if the mom is right there in the house, they transfer it on the mom. That's when you see a chaotic home.
Okay.
Fighting every time the dad comes back from work, and the woman, will have high blood.
Okay.
It is time, it is 3 p.m., it is 6, it is 5, daddy is coming home. Your heart starts racing because your peace is over. Your peace hours is over. You're going to be facing reality now.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much, Brother Odudu Childs, for trade more light, and then to Sister Ruth for that very wonderful contribution. Now to our audience, I hope we've been able to say something very little about fatherhood, but however, we are not done. Now, with everything you have said, that brings us to the challenges associated with fatherhood, because there are so numerous to mention. There is a lot for us to talk about, the challenges associated with fatherhood. But before we talk about the challenges, let us take a cup of cold water while we leave you with a very interesting segment or a very interesting program. with a live performance, just very quick. We'll be right back briefly.